because I don't know the reason for a lot of things. I don't know the reason for, let's say, a library. I don't know why they still would have a library up at this day and age, and I really don't know the reason what it was there for in the first place. I mean, I know that it holds books and things like that. I think I've been to the library back in 1990 or the 90s sometime. I think that was the last time I went to a library, and when I went there, you know what it felt like? It felt like a prison. It felt like a prison for books, because the books gave off a smell that was kind of like they was old, and the whole building felt like it was just dilapidated, and probably like all type of old stuff had been there. And the books had to be so old that Frederick Douglass probably wrote them, you know, back with Ben Franklin and all of them. It was just some real old stuff had been there. So I'm trying to see, why would you have a building full of books that people can come and read that are outdated? And nowadays, okay, it's 2016, why would you have a library at all when you can find everything online? What do people still go to libraries? That's a good question. Do people still go to libraries? Like, why would you go to a library now? Like, why? You have the internet. Okay, maybe some people that go to the library, they don't have a computer, and that does make sense if you go to the library for not having a computer. But then again, you can get any cell phone. I mean, you can get a smartphone for as little as $30 to $40, and that's going to have all the capabilities you need on it to be able to operate like a computer. So once again, why would you have a library? And then this is the crazy part, because I used to go to Books A Million all the time. Like back in the day, I used to be reading all the time, like just reading book after book after book after book, staying up in Books A Million. And the crazy thing that was going on in Books A Million that I never understood was that you could sit there and read the book, the whole book, for free. You didn't even have to buy the book. You didn't even have to get up and leave the store to read the book. You can sit there and read the whole book for free. And then I started to wonder, like, what's the point? Like, what's the point? Because nobody would stop you from reading the whole book. Nobody. Like, I did it a lot of times. I would come in there, sit on the floor, sit at a table. You could even take the book from the book section over to the coffee shop inside of Books A Million and finish reading the book, and nobody would stop you from reading that book, like the whole book. So I would just sit there and read books for free. And I started thinking, what is the point of having a store where people can sit in the store and not buy the book, but read the book inside the store? And, you know, maybe that's why Books A Million went out of business. In a lot of places, Books A Million is out of business because they probably let people read books. They should have had a book monitor there that would stop people from reading the books inside of the store. But it probably would have been inevitable. You got the internet now. All of the books are online. But the only thing about that, with the books being online, and you still have to buy the books even though it's online. You still have to purchase it and download it, or you can get it in audio. Now, for one thing, I can't really listen to an audio book. It really doesn't make sense. Like, how can you read a book by listening to it? I never could make it all the way through an audio book. No. Like, why? And then this is the thing, they always get somebody to read the book in audio that just have the worst voice ever, or the most boring voice ever. And he's supposed to be some type of narrator or something, and supposed to be narrating the story that he's reading, and his voice most of the time does not match the voice of the author. I mean, or, you know, it just doesn't make any sense. I'm not reading any audio books. I will download a book, you know, and read it, but then it's kind of crazy. This age is crazy, because why would I buy a book only to have a digital copy of it? It doesn't make any sense to me. If I'm going to buy anything, it needs to be something tangible that I can see and touch and flip the pages for and read. Why would I just download it on the book? In that case, I probably would need to go to Books A Million, but Books A Million is out of business. And they don't have the new books in the libraries, because libraries only carry old books. This is getting crazy. So you have to download it online. Or, okay, you can order the book and they mail it to you. They can mail it to you. They can do that. You can go on Amazon. They'll mail you the book to your house. You get to read the book. You get to have the hard copy or the paperback, whatever works for you. And because I mean, a lot of times the audiobook, now this is the thing though, before I get onto the audiobook, you can either get a digital copy or a paperback book. And I think you can buy both of them at the same time, like, or they give you the option now. But it used to be where you can buy a book and then get the digital copy too, and download the book plus get the actual tangible book. But what would be the point of that? I don't know. Because if I downloaded it, I wouldn't want to wait to get it in the mail to actually read the book, because I could read it right then and there. And that's probably why they stopped sending out so many paper books. People just download them now. But if you download them and you can't wait for the book to come in the mail, then it's like you don't have a book collection. That used to be the whole point of reading books, was to get a book collection. You used to get like bookshelves, and people would put all of the books that they read on their bookshelf, and they would, you know, look smart or something like that. So I guess the days of the bookshelves are over. And then when you think about who invented the bookshelves, like, that's kind of putting them out of business, because now that you have digital downloads of books, there's no need for a bookshelf. There's no need for that anymore. It probably was taking up room in your house anyway. You could probably put a entertainment system in there somewhere. Get the bookshelf out of here. It's over. Hard copies of books is done. It's 2016. It's the millennial, you know.